Winning back-to-back games on home ice. So as for the Bruins preparations heading into tonight's game and whether or not they think the momentum is on their side, we check in for the first time with Naoko Funayama in Vancouver. Hey, Naoko.
Hey, Catherine, we did hear a lot of the Bruins say we can't let up here, and you heard Patrice Bergeron say over and over again, we like the emotional energy we're bringing to the table, and we have to continue to bring that. Now, from the Canucks side, head coach Alain Vigneault says we want to reestablish our north-south speed game, and certainly that's what they're going to try to bring on the ice here today. But for the Bruins, it's about maintaining that physical presence, and they know the crowd, it's going to be a tough one here at Rogers Arena tonight. As far as the actual game goes, they've liked the way they've been able to establish their forecheck the last couple of games. Also, defensively, they've been sound, and the breakouts have been good. But David Krejci said to me, Naoko, it's all up here. Catherine?
That is true, and he's got one of the best hockey IQs on the ice. But Naoko, will there be any lineup changes for the Bruins and Vancouver tonight that you anticipate?
Yeah, no lineup changes expected on the Bruins side, but we could see perhaps yet another defensive change in the lineup to the Canucks lineup here today, and that's Christopher Tanev. He could be in. He got off the ice this morning with the main group, so there's a good indication that he's going to be playing here today, and it could be Keith Ballard that's the odd man out.
All right, Naoko Funayama providing our report from Vancouver. Thank you, Naoko. We'll check back in with him. Is like nothing else in all of sports. The Boston Bruins playing for the Stanley Cup, something they've dreamed about ever since they were kids. Naoko Funayama continues our coverage from Rogers Arena in Vancouver. And Naoko, it's got to be pretty exciting for these guys, but at the same time, they're going to have to focus on what they need to do tonight.
Yeah, certainly very exciting here. But you know what? It's interesting. The guys are kind of even keel. They've kept the mood even tempered, you know, the way they always have been throughout this season. But one thing head coach Claude Julien said yesterday was we have to alter our game here in Rogers Arena. Now, one thing they did differently yesterday, they arrived and then they skated afterwards. So they got their legs moving. They got their blood pumping. That was the first time they actually skated on arrival day. So that was something that was different. But a couple of other things that the players mentioned. They have to establish their forechecking game. They have to continue to be physical. And most of all, they have to bring more energy to the table here tonight. So like I said, very, very even-tempered here today, very calm. You know, Sean Thornton had said it's kind of hard, of course, the excitement of Game 7 to keep the emotions in check, but that's what's worked for them all season long, and they want to continue to be in what they call their own little bubble. Catherine?
Well, Naoko, we know there was a significant injury to Mason Raymond in the previous game. Do you expect any lineup changes for both Vancouver and Boston tonight?
Well, certainly for Vancouver, Jeff Tambellini will be in the lineup. We know Edler and Alberts were dinged up. We're told Edler is in the lineup here today. Now, for Boston, no changes are expected. One thing we should mention, though, Nathan Horton did make the trip with the team up here to Vancouver. Certainly an emotional boost for the guys. They honestly, genuinely love this guy. They're like, he's such a great guy and also such a good friend.
All right, Naoko Funayama with our coverage from Vancouver. We'll check back in with you in just a few.
For you.
It's definitely one of the biggest.
All season long, you guys have maintained this even keel, saying it's important not to get too high, not to get too low. Even on this stage here today, does that apply?
Yeah, definitely, and I think pretty good for us.